Happy to be joined by the latest signing to the UFC flyweight roster. It is Mokaev. Mohammed, congratulations on signing with the UFC. Tell me kind of how you're feeling.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited, but this is not my final destination. This is one of the part of my journey to become the greatest. So my dream is become youngest UFC champion, and that's why I'm excited. But sometimes it's not my final destination.
It's like kind of the hard work starts now, kind of for you. Is that the feeling? Like it all got real now?
I think smart work more, I would say, because I'm not gonna be before my last fight before Blaine O'Driscoll. 3 weeks before, I was in different country in Romania doing wrestling tournament, competing in some crazy weight class and quitting weight there. And like before my fight against like Navruzov in June, I was doing jiu-jitsu tournament. So much thing, nobody could stop me, you know. So I'm like, hey, I'm competing. That's it. I believe I win this fight. That's it. And now I have to relax, you know, because I have to have like a plan and go and put my best performance on that night.
Yeah, and I want to talk about kind of the crazy schedule that you've had throughout your career. But before I do that, last time I spoke to you, I think was around May. You had told me that you turned down an opportunity for the Contender Series. I believe you fought 2 times since then, and now you're signed to the UFC. So would you say from the time that you turned down that opportunity on Contender, did you expect to be signed to the UFC so soon after that?
I've been told I might never get signed, you know, so I believe that's why I get all results have to speak louder than words, you know. So I knew if I get these results, if I've had this Blaine O'Driscoll is a great opponent. The 4 losses he has on the record, you have to rewatch these fights. He smashed these guys. Like third round, he was getting caught or something. He was getting knocked. But 2 rounds, he was smashing all these guys. I rewatched this. You know who is Blaine O'Driscoll? He's a tough opponent. And what I have done with him, I beat him in first round, and I finished him in second round. And I knew after this, people actually gonna believe, hey, this guy is real. He's just beat 29 years old guy who has 15 professional fights, and I believe in myself, but I have to show whoever doesn't, you know.
And did you have anybody tell you when you turned down that opportunity, like you're crazy, you shouldn't do that? Because when I talked to you, you were telling me like you wanted a direct route to the UFC. You felt like you deserved that with your name, with your extensive amateur background. But back then, when you made that decision, was anyone around you telling you maybe you should have taken it, like you shouldn't turn this down?
Yeah, my manager Tim told me. He said, "What are you doing?" You know. He said, "It's okay because I deserve this, and also I'm here with I'm in UFC not just for myself. UFC is a business, so it's an organization. I have to give them back something. So my charisma is something that UFC needed, and I need something from UFC to become youngest champion. So my name, so this favor for favor, you know. So I'm the guy who UFC needed.
And now I'm sure you've heard about the rumored London card in March. So it's just kind of falling perfectly into line because we were talking about a London card that was rumored last year, but obviously with everything going on with COVID and travel restrictions, it didn't seem too possible. But now that London has opened up, you're a better citizen now, so traveling is going to become a lot easier for you. Do you almost feel like it's kind of perfectly fallen into place?
Yes, it's interesting. I want to get on this card because first time in my life I watched UFC London in 2016. My friend Rustam Khabilov was fighting on that card, and I went there and I'm like, wow, this arena is nice. I want to be here. It was O2 Arena, and my friend got me ticket there, and it was actually I was competing in the morning in Wigan in a wrestling tournament, and then nighttime I went to London, you know, to watch UFC, and then so this is something like good for my story, background story, and I'm gonna be there. I want to be there. If any opponent wants this hype, get on me. I'll give them. You know.
And you're going to be part of the flyweight roster, right? Your focus is 125 pounds right now, because I know you've competed catchweight, you've competed at bantamweight as well.
Yes, that's right. I did compete bantamweight a lot, but this was amateur fights. I had my professional debut at the bantamweight. Also, the guy the guy missed weight maybe like by 4 kilograms. So it's not something. I just cared about my health. Now I'm full healthy. I'm ready to fight with like no injuries. I'm going to fight in full of my health. I didn't want to have 30 fights quitting flyweight to prove somebody that I'm best flyweight in the world. I'm gonna prove this in best organization. But catchweight, I did. I told my opponent, listen, if let's do catchweight. For example, Glenn O'Driscoll. First, when he accepted the fight, I'm like, catchweight. He's happy. I'm happy. Let's go. It's not that I'm 2-3 days. I'm like 2-3 days before fight. I'm like, hey, let's do catchweight. This is no good. This is no good. The guy he's got his own plan. This is disrespectful towards him, towards the organization. If you agree to this fight, don't matter. Make it. Last my fight, I had a staph infection on the fight week, and it was hard weight cut for me. It was I don't know what was going on with me. But I still made weight because I agreed to this weight.
And because we talked about, I believe you fought 6 times in 2020. If we date back to amateur, I think you fought 3 times in 2021. I know you've always kind of struggled to find opponents. So the idea of being active, the catch weights, the bantamweights, because you know the weight cut to flyweight, was it easier for you to kind of do that, like you said, agree prior to that with your opponents to do these kind of fights, just so you can get that activity and get the experience in the cage?
Yes, I did fought in March against Abdul Hussein at 57 kilograms. I would say this was my easiest weight cut I ever done. My team know this because I was concentrating. 57 kilograms. This is what I should make. Last time I made this weight in 2017, but this year, all my team said, "Listen, you maybe not make this." I said, "Listen, I'm gonna make this." I made this weight and I put 3 rounds against somebody who is a world champion, like 7-1 record, as a tough opponent, Abdul Hussein. And I went 3 rounds with this guy, and I showed that I made weight, and I can perform at that weight, not just making weight.
If someone hasn't watched you fight before, like if they've heard of you and not watched you fight before, which fight do you feel like best describes you as a fighter from all the fights, whether amateur or professional? Which one would you tell them to watch?
I would say like striking to wrestling, wrestling to striking. My opponents don't know what I'm doing. It's like similar to maybe Michael Chandler, like Tony Ferguson. I don't know. So it's like everybody knows. Eventually I'm gonna take him down. But how many guys actually stop this? Out of 30 guys, all my fights on YouTube. Come on. So if I would be like didn't know this game properly, somebody would stop me doing something. And even like my last opponent said, I felt like I could stop this, but if he was worrying about takedown, I took his neck, you know, I choked him standing up. So they don't know what I'm doing. It's just surprising, you know.
Would you say that was your favorite performance, the one against Blaine or Abdul Hussein? Like, which fight do you feel like people should watch to fully understand your game? Which fight of yours do you feel like was the best performance?
I wouldn't say best. In my professional career, there was no best performance. I would say maybe like debut, maybe like one of the, but it was so crazy, you know, like a COVID, no guys in the gym for the training. I was doing like a mountain runs and stuff, crazy, you know. So I would say like maybe my performance was better in amateur than professional because I had like infections. I have so much things going on, traveling, my wife's visa stuff going on. I got married, like too much things was going on than fighting. But now I've got everything. I've got my British citizenship. I've got my wife's documents ready. Everything sorted. Now I just have to concentrate, train, and concentrate to like make weight and fight and actually show I can do this.
I'm assuming grappling tournaments, all that you're gonna put to the side, right? Like, is this kind of like, are you happy to get in a proper camp? Like, if you're looking at March as a date for your debut, that you're gonna get a couple of months to just focus on the weight cut and training, and hopefully when you get to name your opponent.
That's right. I'm gonna leave this for now. I've been asked to compete at Commonwealth Games next year in Birmingham, but of course, you cannot choose like two things in the same time. We are humans, you know. We are no robots. So I'm gonna concentrate on UFC, and of course it's debut, and I have to show like, listen, I have to make a statement.
And you had mentioned that you wouldn't mind fighting Cody Durden. You weren't a fan of kind of his post-fight comments over the weekend. Is that the guy? Like, is that the fight that excites you, or is it just because everybody's telling you to fight him?
I see his interview. He's like, I didn't shake. He didn't shake my hand. That's why I be like maybe like racing. It's not about that. He apologized, but it's wrong. You cannot be like, hey, I send you back. I sent him back. You know, this is wrong mentality. But he isn't greatest. You know, so he had 4 fights in UFC, and he's old as well. 29 years old, whatever. I'm gonna make him retire and send him. I send him to America, no like. So I don't find this as a racism. It is like kind of way, but this guy talks too much. Let me smash him for UFC debut. And when I ask my fans, my supporters said, hey, let's go. And if they want to see this, I will show them.
What do you think of the state of the UFC's flyweight division? Because obviously for a while it looked like it was kind of crumbling, and now it's the best it's probably ever been. You know, we've got the trilogy bout between Brandon Moreno and Davison Figueiredo. A lot of guys that have stepped up. What do you feel? Where do you feel like kind of the state of the UFC's flyweight division and where you fit into it?
I believe many guys, good level, but old style. The guys don't have time to improve now. Like stylistically wise, many guys like old fashioned style fighting. Some of them, like I was watching, like some of them take them down, hold them. Like this is like amateur level. I believe I see the fight in Abu Dhabi flyweight. It's like holding down one guy, trying another guy holding. I'm like, hey, this in IMOF, the guy on bottom could win now. You know, in IMOF, this, sometimes they give victory to bottom guy for trying to do like triangles or like some bitch attempts than actually guy who was holding on top. So I believe I have more fight IQ than most of flyweights. And my friend like Askar Askarov, he's ranked number 3, right, in UFC.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
so
think so.
he's my
Yeah, 3 or 2.
is a good friend of mine. So like in 2016, I remember we was talking about like a weight cut together, like helping each other. He was fighting on other organization that time, and I wouldn't like to fight him, but if there's a belt, we have to. But I think he won't fight me as well, and he will fight the winner of the Moreno Figueiredo, I think.
How do you see that fight between Figueiredo and Moreno playing out?
I think Figueiredo will win.
Really?
Yes.
Why did you feel because in the rematch because Moreno won pretty dominantly? So what do you feel like went wrong for Figueiredo? Do you feel like he wasn't at the top of his game?
Anything could happen. Anything could happen. Maybe had something like infection. Maybe had problems behind the scenes. Not everybody is strong to keep scenes behind strong and also fighting strong. Something could go wrong, and I see this in my career. Something going on, and I have to grind this out. But and Moreno is like hungry kid. You know, he's a hungry. He got kicked out. He's really good. Inspiration for guys. So he got kicked out, he came back, he got the title. He deserved this. He deserved this. I really like this kid.
But you see Figueiredo winning?
I think so. But he's a big flyweight. He's a big flyweight. He's crazy.
He is a big flyweight. And when you
Yeah.
think about like right now, your focus is flyweight, but you see a future in bantamweight maybe later on when you get older and the cut gets harder.
We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. Let me. I have like one step at a time. One step now. I have dream that I put. I achieve this dream. Maybe I have another dream come up after this. But I have this dream and I focus on this dream at the moment. You know.
Fair enough. One last one before I let you go. When you look at the Morenos, the Figueiredos, the top guys in the division, how far do you feel like you are from top contention title? I know you're a guy that always wanted to be active. You struggled to find fights. Now you're in the UFC. I don't know. Maybe you'll struggle to find fights too. We never know. But how far do you see yourself kind of from the top contenders and the title picture?
it's not that they can throw 1-2 better than me, or they not take down something special, take down defense or attack, or like a triangle, some special triangle I have never seen in my life. Everybody knows everything. At this level, everybody knows everything. It's about mentality. Like I said, I come from a rough background, tough background, I would say. So it's about mentality. Who wants more? Who gonna push it when the hard time gonna knock, and when there's difficulties, for example, like a weight cut or like in the camp, what's injury is gonna get into head, and there's many factors that makes you a champion. Not just like he's a better striker or he's a better grappler. It's way deeper than this. I would say there's some opponents I thought if I grapple them in the gym they might be better than me, but in a fight I'm the mentality I have is it's nobody can beat.
What would you say your goals for 2022 are? Like at the end of 2022, where's Mohamed Mokaev?
Be easy like top five, and be like contender for the title fight.
All right, there you have it. Well, Mohamed, thank you so much for doing this. It's been enjoyable to kind of talk to you throughout your process and to see you here in the UFC. I'm not going to say I'm surprised. I think we all kind of expected it. So congratulations for making it to the UFC. And inshallah, we'll see you fight March and it beat London.
Inshallah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, the way you push us fighters towards this. Without you guys, it'd be hard for us, to get our name out there. So I really appreciate all your time, all the media guys and everybody, Thank you so much.
Of course, our pleasure. Thank you, Mohamed. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.